Hello everyone and welcome to Slate, where we talk about the latest trailers and news in film. I'm your host, Evie Oliverio, and today I am joined by Bianca Asaf.
Hey.
And Joey Sack.
Hello.
Our first segment today is trailer recaps. Following Quentin Tarantino's police brutality controversy, the Weinstein Company released a trailer for The Hateful Eight, set to hit theaters Christmas Day. Get ready to fall back into Wonderland on May 27, 2016, as Disney has released a trailer for the Alice in Wonderland sequel, Alice Through the Looking Glass. Warner Brothers released a final trailer for Ron Howard's In the Heart of the Sea, set sail with Chris Hemsworth on December 11th. All right, so let's get started. Bianca, what are your thoughts on the trailer for The Hateful Eight? I'm going to be totally honest with you. I was very confused. It feels like it didn't really give much about what the plot was.
No, I totally agree. I feel like most of the time they were just in the snow running around, and then it reminded me of the Taylor Swift Bad Blood video where you put up the picture of the person, they have a cool name, but you have no idea what's going on.
What do you think, Joey?
I personally, I think that it's good that there's not a whole lot of, information about the plot. I mean, we know that there's a woman who has sort of a bounty on her head, and so I think that that's really all we need, and that these 8 people, for various reasons, want to take her in. And I think that that's good enough, I think, for me. I liked the trailer. I think that Quentin Tarantino's done a lot of good stuff, and so, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, from the reviews I've read, it seems like it's going to be super interesting and, could be great for his career, from what they say. So moving on, though, to the sequel to Alice in Wonderland. I think visually it's going to be remarkable, similar to the first one. Now, have you both seen the first one? Or?
Mm-hmm. I have.
Okay. Joey, what are your thoughts?
I think that stylistically it was very interesting, the first one. It was, very colorful, very, very odd, like Wonderland should be. I personally think that the story and characters were a little too cliched, where it was all about, like a prophecy and a chosen one and, a big epic battle like Lord of the Rings or the last Harry Potter movie. And so, I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's just put it that way, because I mean, they might learn from their mistakes, or they might just have sort of the same thing over again.
Right. Now, Bianca, what about your thoughts on this?
Oh, I thought the first one was stunning, and I'm so excited for the second one. I mean, the cast is always great. We have Johnny Depp, Anne Hathaway. What's her name? I can't remember. Helena Bonham Carter, that's it. She's wonderful as the queen, and I think it's all just very playful, and the director's amazing. I think I'm really excited to see it.
Right. Now, Into the Heart of the Sea, when I first watched that trailer for it, I was horrified. The whale is terrifying. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on it?
I think that it's going to be a very interesting movie. It's based on a real-life event that took place off the coast of Massachusetts. I mean, it's a ship that came from Nantucket, which is an island in Massachusetts, and it's a story that inspired the book Moby Dick. So it has to have survived this long for some good reason. So I'm looking forward to it, and yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. It's a modern take of the story Moby Dick, and Chris Hemsworth is in it. He's gorgeous. I can't wait to see him on a boat, and it's going to be really good.
All right, awesome. So moving on to our Oscar buzz. Super exciting. Oscar producers David Hale and Reginald Hudlin confirmed Chris Rock will return as the host for the 88th Academy Award show after previously hosting in 2005. Joey, what do you think Chris Rock as the host for the Oscars? Think he's going to do better than previous hosts or last time?
I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. I think that Neil Patrick Harris was great last year, although the ratings did suffer a little bit with him.
16%.
That's
a fair,
not that great. And I mean, the year before, Ellen DeGeneres was okay, a little underwhelming, but that might have been because the year before Seth MacFarlane hosted, and I'm a big fan of Seth MacFarlane. I know that he was a bit controversial with some of the stuff that he did, but he's sort of that kind of guy who just sort of does stuff that just sort of infuriates people and causes controversy, and sometimes that's a good thing. With Chris Rock, I think that that's a safe not a safe choice, but it's a wise choice, because he's hosted before. He's sort of he's a household name. He's done some great work, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he does.
Great.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, he's a household name. Everyone knows him. Little kids can watch it this year and say, oh, that was the zebra from Madagascar. I think the Oscars are always much funnier when they choose a comedian. I know Ellen DeGeneres, she was hilarious, and Chris Rock's done it before, so it's nothing new for him. I think it's going to be really good. I'm definitely going to watch.
Yeah, I know this. I think it'll be super exciting this year. So, following Sandra Bullock's recent box office flop, Our Brand is Crisis, it has been confirmed that she'll be the lead in an all-female reboot for Ocean's 11, directed by Hunger Games director Gary Ross. Bianca, what do you think about all of this? The females, for the reboot, and I know we've seen a lot of that also with Ghostbusters as well. So, what are your thoughts?
I think I'm a little conflicted. You know, at one side of me says, you know, it's Miss Congeniality plus Charlie's Angels and a whole female cast, and we're just going to have really badass women doing stunts, and it'll be really good. And at the same time, I think I didn't really ask for this. You know, the reason I saw the first film is because there's all these gorgeous men in it, and they're running around being bad. But I think I'll just have to watch and see.
Joy, do you have any thoughts on it?
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it, of course, because there are great people behind it. But I've always had this thing where, you know, I want to see Hollywood come up with original ideas to put, you know, great female characters in. I don't want to just have them sort of rehash an idea that had, you know, that originally had male characters.
Oh, absolutely.
And like, I just personally am a little sick of Hollywood reboots in general, unless it's been a movie series that's sort of just fallen so far from grace, like the Planet of the Apes franchise with the 2001 Tim Burton sequel and then the 2011 reboot, which was amazing. It's just that's what you need. You need something that is a good idea that has fallen from grace and sort of bring it back. I mean, they can go with a lot of different routes, like with the new Ghostbusters movie, they have a lot of great SNL alumni in that, a lot of really funny women.
I think it'll be interesting as well, though, to see, you know, Sandra Bullock, we've seen her in some serious roles, but I hope that they give more of a comedic element to this one as well. So, you know, that'll be really interesting to see. So, are you looking for Fantastic Beasts? Well, Entertainment Weekly knows where to find them. In anticipation of the Harry Potter prequel trilogy, Warner Brothers has released our first look at the characters and logo, as well as the brief synopsis. Eccentric magical zoologist Newt Scamander, played by Oscar winner Eddie Redmayne, comes to New York with a trusty, weathered case. In this case, it's one of the way bigger on the inside magical devices. And within our expansive habitats for a collection of rare and endangered magical creatures from Newt's travels around the globe. He discovers the American wizarding community is fearfully hiding from Muggles, who are now called No-Maj in the States, and threat of public exposure is even grave concern than in the UK. Fantastic Beasts is the story of what happens when this uniquely skilled English wizard travels to a whiz-phobic America, and a variety of his creatures, some quite dangerous, get out of their case. Joey, are you excited to get back into the wizarding world, or do you have any kind of reserves on this whole new cast?
I am very excited. Personally, I mean, I'm always for, you know, expanding the world of Harry Potter into, you know, different areas and different regions and different time periods, because this takes place in 1920s New York. And I think they're doing a great job so far, especially with, you know, the lingo of calling Muggles in America No-Maj, which is short for no magic, because I can just imagine a kid with like a Newsies hat being like, hey, look at that No-Maj over there.
Now, Maggie, but Bianca, now what do you think of this whole, you know, new term of No-Maj? Not Muggles anymore.
I think it's really good. I mean, we're in a new country. It's not the UK anymore. This is America, and it's a different time period.
Right.
Just as we say elevator and they say lift, it just makes sense for us to have our own kind of lingo.
Oh, I didn't even think of it like that. You know, it should be interesting. Eddie Redmayne, I think, ideal, you know, character for playing this. But what do you guys think on that?
I think he's going to be hilarious, and he looks amazing in his costume, which is a plus.
Of course. Oh God.
Yeah,
Of course.
and like, I know that some people are probably, you know, going to be missing the, you know, original characters like Ron and Hermione and of course Harry. But, you know, I think that it's good to sort of expand the world, and this might open the opportunity to sort of expand it to other regions of the world. Like maybe someday we'll see a movie about a South American wizard, or maybe an Australian wizard.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Exactly.
All right, thank you for joining us for our premiere episode of Slate, and be on the lookout for our next episode coming soon.